Hi all, today I'll be telling you how you can make your Littlest Pet Shop's emo. For some background about emo, emo is a subculture of rock music that originated in Washington DC in the 1980s and really gained popularity in the 2000s during the MySpace era. I'll be emulating that MySpace era 2000s style of emo today using inspirations from clothing and piercings and hairstyles. But here's some of those pet shops that I've made that I'm very proud of, that I think are super cool and very emo looking. And our victim, test subject, will be this Great Dane. This Great Dane is fake. I do recommend using a fake Littlest Pet Shop for some of the procedures we'll be doing, because we'll be painting, we'll be putting makeup on, we'll be adding piercings that will pierce through the plastic. You don't have to do any of those, but I'm going to be doing it on this Dane just to show you how you can make them emo. So let's go to my crafting table. The first thing we're going to start with is clothing. So for this, you'll need scissors, a glove that you don't mind cutting up, loom bands, probably in black, and a chain. I'm using a ball chain, but you can use a chain from a necklace. We're going to start with a beanie just like this cat has. For that, you'll need your glove and scissors. And what you're going to do is cut off one of the fingers of the glove. I recommend starting at a longer length and then trimming it down as you need, because you can always cut away, but you can't add back. I'm not going to cut up this glove because I actually don't have a spare glove that I can cut up right now, but I do have a spare beanie from a previous glove that I've cut off. Once you've cut off a length that is appropriate for your Littlest Pet Shop, you're going to fit the beanie over the Littlest Pet Shop's head, and you're going to take note of where the ears are. Then you're going to take your scissors and cut very carefully. You're going to only want to cut like one string at a time, because if you cut too big of a hole, the hole's just going to be too big, and a little string actually goes a long way for cutting. When you've cut the holes for your pet, you can just pull the ears through, and there's your beanie. I think he already looks so cool, even with just the beanie added on. But let's make him even cooler. Let's give him a necklace. I've got my ball chain right here. This chain might be a little too long for him as it is right now, so we're gonna cut off part of the chain. Remember, start with longer pieces, because you can always cut away, but you cannot add back. It might take you a moment to fit it on because it's so tiny. Okay, there we go. Oop, his beanie's coming off. If you find the beanies ever slipping off like this and not staying on the pet, that can happen. You can take some tape, cut a piece, roll it up, put it on the Littlest Pet Shop's head, the beanie back on, and press the beanie onto where you put the tape. And now the beanie shouldn't slip off so easily. Let's take it a step further. We'll get our loom bands, and you can get so creative with loom bands, like it's crazy. You can just twist them in all sorts of different ways. Loom band over the neck, twist it, put it around his leg, take your other loom band, put it on the neck, twist it, put it over the other leg. How cool is that? Holy wow. Let's add back his necklace. Let's add back his beanie, and he's already looking so cool. And with the beanie, don't stress if it's messed up. Remember, gloves have 5 fingers. You have 5 chances per glove to make the beanie right, so don't worry about it. The next step is going to be the hair. I've got a couple methods. The first method is probably the easiest and the most accessible. It's just taking a piece of paper, putting some marker on it, cutting it out, and taping it onto the Littlest Pet Shop under the beanie. It's pretty effective, it works. The other method is to take yarn or string of some sort and kind of drape it over the head of the Littlest Pet Shop. So I'm going to show you this method. I've got some craft string here. We're going to take the pet and measure out how long you want the hair to be. Let's say I want to drape over him like about that much. And so we're just going to go a little extra and start making loops around that length that we want. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, using your fingers to sort of a loom, I guess. Next, we're going to take a rubber band or a loom band and tightly wrap it around one end. You want it to be tight, you don't want it to be loose at all. We're kind of making a hair tie here, like a ponytail, if you can sort of imagine it like that. Once you have this as tightly wrapped as you can be on one end, you're going to take your scissors and cut the end of the loops to make individual hair strands. You're going to take your Littlest Pet Shop, and under the beanie, we can slip that in there. And now we've got some hair for him. Wow, oh my god, isn't he looking so cute? I think I added 2 little hair strands, but you get the idea. Off camera, I gave our guy some more hair, so now he's got very luscious locks. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna give him some piercings. My idea is to give him an ear piercing like this wolf has, angel bites like this kitty has, and we're also gonna give him a septum ring. The tools you will need and supplies are glue. I like Elmer's glue because it dries fast, it's sturdy, but it's also removable. You'll want some tweezers. It makes it easier to move gemstones around. You'll want some pliers, regular pliers, needle nose pliers, and wire cutters. You'll want gemstones. It's nice if you have the type that has sticky backing, but that's not necessary because you can glue it onto. You'll want jump rings. You can have various sizes if you want different sized earrings. You'll need wires of some kind. You can use the wire from a safety pin, and you'll want a septum ring with removable spikes. We're going to start with the very easiest one, which is taking these gemstones with the sticky backing and putting it somewhere on the Littlest Pet Shop. Sometimes I like to put them under the mouth or on the cheek for dimple piercings, but I think for this one, I'm going to go with an ear piercing because on this side, I'd like to have a jump ring piercing on him. So we're going to take our tweezers and remove one of the gemstones, take our Littlest Pet Shop and place it onto the ear that we want. And then press it in to get it to stick on. And now he's got an earring. Very nice. Next, I'm going to take a jump ring. I'm going to take my pliers, and usually jump rings come like this, but I'm going to flatten it. Put my pliers, hang on, I'm going to put them down for a sec. Take my pliers, stretch it out a bit. We need to get it wide enough so that we can put it onto the Littlest Pet Shop's ear. Press with the pliers to dig it into the plastic. This will damage the plastic. Just letting you know, this is permanent. If you take it off, there will be indents in the plastic where you left the earring. And there we go, he's pierced. He's got a piercing in that ear, a piercing in this ear. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna give him a septum ring using a safety pin. Now, I've already got a safety pin that I've broken down. We're gonna get our pliers. By the way, you'll want safety glasses for this or just some sort of eyewear, because what I found is that sometimes the metal can just go flying and you don't want it to hit your eye. We want to be safe here. So please wear some sort of glasses. We're just going to cut until we have some metal to work with. Take our needle nose pliers, grab the end of it like that, and twist it until it's round like that. Once we've got it pinched, we can take our wire cutters again and cut that excess off. We're going to take our glue, we're going to take our tweezers, add a little bit of glue, you don't need a lot, and stick it onto right under the LPS's nose. And we're going to leave that alone until it dries. It'll probably take about 10 minutes. So I'll come back in a little bit until it's fully dry and we'll see how it looks. Okay, it's been a few minutes. We've let the glue dry and now his septum is stuck on there nicely. Okay, moving on, we're gonna now put on his angel bites. We're gonna unscrew the pointed parts from this septum ring. Make sure not to lose them because they're really tiny and easy to lose. We're gonna take our glue again. We're gonna take a glob of glue and we're gonna get a paper towel and just slide some of the excess glue on until we still have a fair amount of glue, but not so much that it's excess. And we can carefully place it there. Repeat that step for the other spike. Now that the glue holding his piercings is all dry, there's one more step we need to take to really complete this look, and that is his makeup. You can see on this pet, he's got some eyeshadow and eyeliner, and we're gonna give him similar eyeshadow and eyeliner. The materials you will need are masking tape, scissors to cut the masking tape, eyeshadow, a makeup brush, tweezers, and a craft knife or hobby knife. Your first step is you're going to cut masking tape to fit over each eye of the Littlest Pet Shop. So here's some masking tape, and we're just going to put it over the eye. We're probably going to have to take his hat off for this. And masking tape for the other eye. We're going to do this because we need to mask out the eye. You can use your fingernail. We're going to mask out the eye so that when we put eyeshadow onto the pet, we're not getting it on the eye itself, we're getting it only outside of the eye. Next, we're going to take the hobby knife, but first, safety. Put on safety glasses because sometimes under even the slightest pressure, these things will just break off and go flying, and we don't want it to go flying into your eye, so wear glasses. We are going to very carefully cut out the edge here. Trying not to scratch the paint, trying not to scratch the plastic underneath. Go very lightly. If your knife is sharp, you do not need a lot of pressure to cut it. Masking tape is pretty easy to cut. And do the same for the other eye. Once you've cut around the perimeter of the eye, you can press your nail on the eye itself and peel off the outside parts. The reason why I saved makeup for last is because sometimes the makeup can get smudgy, and I didn't want to work with smudgy makeup when putting on the beanie and putting on the hat, but it's okay. We can always reattach those piercings later. So now both eyes are masked out, and what we're gonna do is take your eyeshadow palette, take your paper towel, and you're gonna dab it on there. And dab a little bit of excess onto the paper towel. And now it's sort of just at your discretion how much you add. You can layer it on carefully, or you can go super messy. We're gonna take tweezers. You would think this masking tape's been on him for like 3,000 years from how tough it is to get off of him. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, it's looking crisp. He looks like he was in the pit at a concert and his makeup is smudged to hell and back. Now that we've got his horrifically smudged eyeshadow on, it's time for eyeliner. You will need black acrylic paint, a thin paintbrush, a cup of water, and paper towel. You don't need a lot. In fact, you actually need very little. And very carefully outline the edge of the eye. Wow. Like, he's messier than I intended him to look, but I'm kind of liking it. Alright, now that we've got our look with our super smudged up guy, we're gonna put his clothes back on, and his hair. I'm really enjoying how unique he looks. He looks like death. He looks like a skeleton. There's one more thing I want to give to him to really complete his look. Even though the eyeliner really completes it, there's one more thing, guys. One more trick up my sleeve. And it's nail art stickers. I cannot tell you how much I love nail art stickers for Littlest Pet Shops because they make amazing tattoos, and you can just put them all over the body, like wherever you want, or on their faces. There's no limit. Once I'm done applying stickers, I'll show you the final result. Here's the final result in all his glory, and looking at him completed, I'm just so impressed because he went from a mediocre looking fake into the heartthrob lead singer of an emo band. Wow, okay, not to toot my own horn, but I kind of popped off here. I mean, look at him. He's just amazing looking. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful and that you can use it on your own pets to make them emo, give them eyeliner, give them hair, give them all the cool like emo piercings and everything. because it's so worth it to customize your Littlest Pet Shops. He's definitely going in a series someday. I guarantee it. He's going to show up in a series. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. If you liked this video, be sure to like and comment something that you enjoyed about it or something that you learned. If you hated the video, make sure to leave a hate comment because I'd like to read that too. Thank you. Bye.
Whoa, Tom, where'd you go?
It's not Tom anymore. My name is Fang. The football team didn't suit me. I care about poetry and lyrics and my emotions. The football team is none of that.